The Sultantree in central Thanalan is one of the most easily recognised landmarks in the area, next to ul'dah of course. This will be an interesting video. Firstly, we will go over the full lore of the Sultantree, then afterwards I want to address some of the lore issues that have sprung up around it. First off, the full official lore. The Sultantree shows within the first hours of the FF14 story, if you started off in ul'dah. According to the story, this tree was originally planted in honour of the first Ul'dah Sultan, to honour his reign and the founding of the city-state of ul'dah. His name was Sasigan ul-Sisigan I, Nanamo's ancestor. The tree itself has a special significance to the line of Ul, with many sultans and sultanas praying to it under the shade of its branches. This is how we were first introduced to Nanamo ul-Namo, then under the guise of Lady Lilira.
O Sultantree, hallowed spirit of my line, forgive my weakness. My failings have cost us dear.
This isn't the first time we see her praying to it, as we see her pray to the Sultantree in the privacy of her chambers in ul'dah.
O Sultantree, hallowed spirit of my line. Through my weakness, the glorious house of Ul has all but disappeared beneath the sands. For want of the strength to raise it up again, it were better that it fall. Forgive me, but I know not what else to do.
That is all the official lore we have on the Sultantree. It's pretty short and sweet. However, some of these facts don't match up with the rest of the game's lore, so next we will be going into theory mode about the exact nature of the Sultantree. First off, the Sultantree is of the same genus as the other trees that we see in Thanalan, so we know it's native to the area. The fact that it's so much larger than the rest is due to its age and its protected status. Since it's important to the Ul dynasty, it's important to the people of ul'dah. With regards to lore, there are some issues. The official lore of the tree states it was planted to honour Sasigan ul-Sisigan and the founding of ul'dah. The issue with this, however, is the city we see today is not the original ul'dah. Long ago, before ul'dah, there was the city-state of belah'dia, which ruled the entirety of Thanalan. The city-state came to an end due to a civil war between two princes, Sasigan, who we mentioned earlier, and Sasawifu ul-Sisigan. This war was sparked when their father, the existing sultan, grew ill. The end result was belah'dia was split in two, giving birth to the twin nations of ul'dah and sil'dih. Both of these city-states would go to war with each other, with ul'dah emerging as the victor. Now, where this is important to the Sultantree is not long after this war, the first Ul dynasty would fall, after the truth of how sil'dih was destroyed came to light. From that point onwards, the Thorn dynasty would begin and rule as stewards of ul'dah, until the line of Ul could be properly restored. The city of ul'dah that we know today is not the original city. Roughly 100 years after the Thorn dynasty began, they had the city of ul'dah relocated above the ruins of sil'dih. That's how the city of ul'dah we know today was born. So, the Sultantree, according to official lore, was planted outside the city of then sil'dih. Make sense to you? Me neither. I thought up a few possibilities for this. First, the Sultantree could have been planted by the Thorn dynasty after ul'dah was re-established above sil'dih, to honour the original founder of the first ul'dah, Sasigan ul-Sisigan I. Second, the tree was originally planted outside sil'dih, but was meant to honour Sasigan's brother, the first ruler of sil'dih, Sasawifu. This would still tie the tree to the line of Ul, and it was further adopted as such after the second and current Ul dynasty began. The third possibility is the tree itself was uprooted and relocated along with ul'dah when the city-state was built atop sil'dih. It doesn't seem practical given the size of the tree today, but keep in mind these events happened 500 years ago from the present day, so the tree would have been much younger, maybe around 100 years old, and relocating it may have been possible. All three of these ideas have merit, but given the scale of the works they must have undertaken to move an entire city-state, my guess is the third option was the one they undertook. This option would make the lore line up perfectly. Hard to believe I made an entire video about a single tree, isn't it? Well, I'm not done yet. Over the years in the FF14 story, we have seen firsthand how faith and prayer can affect people and nature. Given the Sultantree has been subject to prayers and faith of every Sultan and Sultana of the old line since it was first planted, I speculate it's taken on a status all of its own, in much the same way as the Guardian Tree in the Black Shroud. The power of the elementals or even something more could be flowing through its branches and roots. But that's everything regarding the Sultantree of Central Thanalan.